What does it mean? I mean, of course, today we are waiting for the outcome and we don't know what's going to happen, etc., but we've always talked about the next person, maybe cleaning the house or whatever. What's happening? What is the future of Kenyan football?
No one can really tell with certainty. If somebody looks into that camera and tells you, I know the future of Kenyan football, that person will be telling you a lie. No one really knows what the future portends, what tomorrow holds, and how we are proceeding. And we said it 2 weeks ago that when Amina disbanded the federation, she didn't have a roadmap or a clear plan on how she was going to navigate through this. She told us she was cleaning football all the road, but on the contrary, we haven't seen her broom sweep very clean. Things are messy. The KPL kickoff has been pushed back again to September 24th, I believe. But if you look at it deeply, there are a lot of underlying issues which the transition committee or whatever you're calling it, they're not telling us. Being told there's a lot of logistic nightmare which they are yet to be addressed. And that tells you we are not even prepared for the new season. How do we proceed from here? And again, this just boils down to the struggles we've seen teams having, the issues they've raised. Remember last week I talked of Wazito threatening not to feature in this competition despite having gotten the nod to do so. That tells you how bad things are. Then again, you look, you tie it with the players who are leaving the KPL for nondescript leagues, in my own observation. These are lowly ranked teams in Rwanda, lowly ranked teams in Tanzania. These players are not running into this destination because they're better off than KPL, because they are not sure of their future, they're not sure of where they're going to get food to put on the table, they're not sure whether the KPL will be played and whether it will run into the logical conclusion. And as I said last time, what we had last season was merely friendly matches played over a time span of 10 months. We are going to begin again on September 24th, assuming that yields fruit, but again, it's going to be friendly matches. Until that time, whoever the government, I don't know whether to say it's Amina, because based on the Supreme Court's pronouncement, we could see a new regime coming into place. Probably could go back to the polls. That just means that we are going to have this mess stretch a little bit longer. And as Arocho aptly put it last time, there are just two scenarios through which we can get out of this. Either Barry Otieno and Nick Mwendo write a letter to the government and to Zurich that they have voluntarily resigned as federation bosses.
Likely to happen?
I don't think that's zero. There's a 0% chance of that happening. Or two, Mina bites the bullet and says, gentlemen, we reinstate you back to office with no conditions and communicate that to FIFA. If that's not done, we're still going to see this noise and confusion and a lot of mess that we are seeing. So as things stand now, there's really nothing to be proud about, and probably I'd tie it to the promotion and relegation fight.
Right.
Remember, Muranga Seal did petition the Sports Dispute Tribunal. Remember, Muranga played Wazito in the promotion or relegation fight, and Wazito actually retained their status after winning on a away goal rule. The two-leg tie ended 4-4, but Muranga petitioned the SDT, and their main contestation is that Wazito fielded a player who, in their view, should not have played in that match. And the SDT, led by Council John Ohaga, already issued orders that the status quo must remain until the petition before them is heard and determined. This petition will be heard from tomorrow. So after that, we're going to see the way forward. But as things stand, there's really nothing to be proud about.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of...
Actually, there's the petition that we're having actually on the screen. So you can see there, the respondents are listed. And one of the prayers that probably Muranga Seal would be seeking is to have Wazito's slot nullified in lieu of the player they fielded. So if that tribunal finds merit in their prayers, then probably we could be in for more drama in the KPL.
And this drama, like we've said, of course, unfortunately, it is you know, the players who are, you know, suffering. And even if what we're going to talk about next, of course, that mass exodus that he said, and he's used the word nondescript, people going to other teams. But what do you think? I mean, you've talked about this here, you know, going forward. It seems, of course, with everything that's happened in the country, it's sort of being forgotten. But once the dust settles, this is something we're going to have to deal with. How do we deal with this?
Well, first and foremost, today is a very big day, not only for the political class, but even for the football fraternity or sports fraternity in general, because the direction of the country will be chartered today. Why am I saying so? Because whoever will come in, if in any case we are still procrastinating the leadership of the country, then of course every other thing will procrastinate. What I mean is, if in any case we are not having a substantive president, then whoever is still there will just proceed. And of course, it will trickle down into the game. But what my main fear is that we are moving the game off the pitch now to courts. For example, what Swill has just alluded to, the petition that Muranga are having. Another thing I'm also seeing is finances. Wazito gave a notice the other day that they're not going to feature in any subsequent engagement as far as the football in Kenya is concerned. But they didn't just tell us the truth. Wazito is financially incapable of playing matches. Even the match they played when they went for their playoffs, they had only 2 sessions of training. It's a team that initially had financial muscle, then things just fizzled out. The boss stopped really pumping in money. But you cannot blame the boss, because he pumped a lot of money into that team. And what came out of it? First of all, signings that were made that did not give fruit. He bought a lot of equipment. He invested a lot in that team, but he didn't reap much. But coming back to your question, I think, first of all, we have to bring our egos down. Even if we have a new minister, that minister is not an angel. We have to bring our egos down. That is the federation, the government, and FIFA. We just have to sit down and talk. We have to discuss and come up with a solution. For me, the solution might not necessarily be something legal. I think we need to have a political solution in this problem. Whoever comes in must bring a political solution. We must negotiate ourselves out of this mess, because if in any case we go with the legal line, I'm sure we are not going to get a solution.
Because the legal line